All right, Mike. Mark, I love it when you do the countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in the nerd cage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
Yes, hello and welcome. That's right, you're trapped in Nerd Cage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight. You chose us over Aaron Rodgers, so I thank you for that. So please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, coming to you live from Syracuse, New York, and always with me, my man, the Fiend from Louisville, the Warrior from Wakanda, Mark Withers. What's shaking, boss?
Hey, what's going on, man? Super excited to be here as usual. And yes, we've had a very charged, very serious, very heavy week. And
yeah, we did.
It's just nice to just have a nice Thursday evening to just kind of hang out, just talk like fun stuff, just entertainment news, movie stuff, nerd stuff. So I'm just really happy to be doing that tonight.
Yeah, and if everyone's here, congrats, you survived election night. Even though we haven't gotten the result yet, I understand all the stress that the whole country was going through, probably still is, and you know what, that's fine. We're going to take a break from that tonight. And we got Titan Goji in the chat. I'm glad he's here, wink, wink, because there's something we will get to later.
Awesome.
And Paul Tackett is here, man, loyal listener, loyal follower, I should say. It's always nice to see you, Paul. I know he's also a Louisville fiend. So always happy to see him here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. And I'm catching off guard, Mark. This week, Mark and his wife celebrate their anniversary. So happy anniversary, Mark. Everybody in the chat, wish Mark a happy anniversary, please.
Thank you.
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, 7 years. So I'm really, really happy about that. You know what I mean? It's gone by super fast. Mm-hmm. Every day is better than the last. So yeah, I'm totally happy about that.
Well, God bless you and your lovely wife. I'm very happy, and I'm glad you're on vacation as well. Cat F is in the chat. Scott Banks in the chat. Elena Jet's in the chat. Man, it's a party today.
Guys.
It's just a regular hangout today. So, and everyone, thank you for last week for the Whitechapel stream. I mean, that was bonkers. So, to everybody who came to last week's stream, thank you so much.
Yeah, we had a ton of fun with Zach, and it was good to kind of catch up with him after so long of not really being in touch, finding out what he's up to.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate your support as far as like coming in to the chat, asking good questions and all of that. So yeah.
I was a nervous wreck, but I ended up having so much fun, and I was like in my moment with Zach, talking music and video games and movies and everything else, man. It was just wild, man. That was hella fun, and the chat just made it better. Betty Rage, thank you for coming in. Follow On Gaming, our moderator's finally shown up. Good to see you in there, buddy. He also wishes you a happy anniversary. Look at that. Everyone's wishing you a happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. So yeah, one of the things I really want to get into today is obviously the events that transpired on Halloween morning that we lost a Hollywood legend in Sean Connery, and it took a toll on me. But I won't lie, that man lived a long and prosperous life, and on top of that, the one luxury that we all pray to have when we die is the man died in his sleep, and that's the way he wanted to go. So I'm glad that the man didn't suffer, and again, he left behind a legacy of excellent movies from modern to, classic. Like, dude, Sean Connery was the man.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like you said, I mean, this is a guy that had an illustrious career, made his bones as James Bond, arguably the best James Bond. I know that a lot of people don't agree with me on that. But yeah, I mean, he was so influential to the character that Ian Fleming actually wrote parts of James Bond's origin as like basically they were Sean Connery's origins, they were Sean Connery's roots, but he actually took parts of his life and made that canon to the character. That's how influential he was, and that's how how well he played that role. And so and even beyond that, I mean, what can you say about some of the other roles he's played? Like he Highlander wouldn't have been what it was without him. His role as Professor Jones, as Indiana Jones's dad, which is my personal favorite. I mean, there's just so many things, so many different roles, so many different things that he actually did as an actor that I think are timeless roles. And so, yeah, he's definitely going to be missed.
Yeah, and one thing I do appreciate what he brought to Hollywood. I know some people may not want to hear it, but it's true, and in some degree, we can. I think as a man, I can appreciate. I feel like he may not have been the first. I feel like he was the first, if not maybe not the first, but like the most, like the most prominent like alpha male actor that graced the screen. He was absolutely an alpha male. Like I know we got you got your Arnold Schwarzeneggers, your Clint Eastwoods, but I really feel like Sean Connery as Bond was like the ultimate man. The man that everybody wants to be. He want the ladies' man, the spy, the badass. And he brought that to every role he played. I know he said some not so tasteful things with Barbara Walters and whatnot. So that's why I say it's kind of a sensitive topic. But like I said, when it comes to like the alpha male and the figure that men look up to in general, who, that men dream about, I feel like Sean Connery portrayed that first and the best.
Right. Well, I mean, I look at him first and foremost, like, as just an actor. And I think that, like, to his credit, he walked away from a very lucrative franchise as far as being 007. I mean, he made a very conscious decision as an actor that, like, hey, I really want to spread my wings and, like, do other things.
And I respect that.
And you got to respect somebody who loves the craft so much that they're willing to kind of give up like basically a hit role to just take a stab at other things, and I have a ton of respect for him for that. I mean, and without him doing that, we may not have gotten him in some of the other roles that we know him as. And so, I definitely appreciate that about him.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the chat now. I see Paul disagrees with me. He says, "Well, what about John Wayne? What about Audie Murphy?" I mean, to me, like, again, I'm not a John Wayne guy. If anything, I'm more of a Clint Eastwood guy than John Wayne. But I could see, I could see the counter argument there. And Titan Goji says, "My introduction to Connery was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen." You know what? I didn't listen.
Very underrated movie.
Here's the thing, though. That movie let me down, but it had nothing to do with Sean Connery. Sean Connery was excellent in that movie, and it just sucks that he ended his on-screen career with that movie. But the idea was there. Like, it was a fascinating concept. It's just too bad it wasn't executed the best. See, my introduction to him was it was probably between The Rock and obviously 007, because I grew up. My dad was a 007 fanatic, and I remember I watched Dr. No with my dad. So, but I'm gonna give you three Connery movies that were my personal favorite, and I'm glad Paul said something on here. He says his favorite movie is Highlander 1 and Last Crusade. Okay, I'm so happy you mentioned that. My favorite movie of all time is Highlander, the first one. And Sean Connery, although his role is kind of brief, he makes that movie. He was the ultimate mentor to the ultimate good guy against the ultimate bad guy, the Kurgan. And I love, the Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez. I loved it. I love that role that he played because he was he was an established immortal that he's he's a seasoned immortal. He lived multiple lives, whether it was in Egypt, Spain, and everywhere else. And that was just so cool to see him in that role, being the teacher. I actually that he makes Highlander. On top of that, when you pop Highlander in, the opening sequence, the words come up on the screen. From the dawn of time we came. You know, just hearing Sean Connery's voice and the introduction, and then comes Queen. Probably the best soundtrack Queen ever did. And this is like towards the end of Eddie Mercury's life. And yeah, to
Freddie
me,
Mercury.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury, sorry. I'm getting all excited, but yes.
It's all right.
Highlander is my favorite movie of Sean Connery. And then I'm going to say Dr. No. I've had to pick any Bond movie. I'm going to pick Dr. No. And finally, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I loved him as Indy's dad. Flawless. He was flawless.
Yeah.
I loved everything about it. So, Mark, pick a few movies.
So my list is going to be probably like, I would say that I would pick maybe all three of those same movies, but I would put them in a different order. So I would say like going from 3 to 1, I would have to say Highlander would be number 3 for me. And then I would pick Dr. No as the second, my second favorite, mainly because like I'm old enough, not that I'm so old that I saw Dr. No in the theaters, but I'm old enough to like remember like seeing like Sean Connery as James Bond as a kid. And I actually he was the first Bond I saw even before Roger Moore or any of the other Bonds. And so out of all of his Bond movies, Dr. No, like without question, is the best one. Yeah. And as far as like my number 1 pick, that of course is gonna have to be Professor Jones. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like he actually made that movie so much better. And you know, looking into some of like the production notes and stuff like that, I was reading about it. He actually sat down with Spielberg and with Harrison Ford and actually gave that character like a backstory. Like he actually came up with a lot of those ideas and flushed the character out more. That is awesome. And that actually made the movie like what it is. And so like to me that is his best role in my opinion. And I really wish that he had gone on to do like you know, Crystal Skull or whatever, but maybe he read the script before any of us got a chance to. He was like, I'm good.
I think he was offered to come back.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
I'm looking at the chat right now. Elena, I have the Highlander sword, Fallen One game, and do not forget his voice work in Dragonheart as the dragon. Yes. We were talking about that on Monstrosities. Yeah, so that's Paul Tekka says Outland from 1981 was a solid movie. I don't think I've seen that.
I vaguely remember it. I know I saw it when it came out. I was a kid, but I don't really remember much about it.
I'm gonna mention a movie that I don't feel like anyone's talking about enough. Have you seen movie Finding Forrester?
I was gonna mention that, and I really love that movie. I've seen it multiple times. I mean, he was great in it.
And Busta Rhymes is in that movie.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes and Sean Connery in the same movie.
Right.
No, I love that movie. Very, very. It's a very powerful movie. It really is. We actually watched it in English class in high school, so that's why the movie is so prominent. Like to me. So I absolutely love that movie. Finding Forrester, highly recommend. If anyone hasn't seen it, Finding Forrester is a must-watch. Very good drama. Very good drama.
Well, how about this one? Has anybody in the chat seen Never Say Never Again? His last Bond film?
That was right before he did Highlander, right?
Yeah, so that came out in like 83.
Yep.
And it was basically a remake of Thunderball. And there was like a lot of politics that happened with that, where someone had acquired the rights and like they wanted to like branch off from like the Broccolis and like what they were trying to do with that story. And so this is like sort of an alternate version of Thunderball. Yeah. And the title actually comes from something that he said in an interview after he had quit being Bond, after like Diamonds Are Forever. Like someone asked him like, hey, will you ever like consider coming back? He's like, never again.
Yeah.
And so when he actually accepted this role, like when he accepted this particular movie, they decided like, oh, there'd be a kind of a funny play on words, like, oh, never say never again. And that just became the title.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm smiling right now because Final One Gaming says Red October standing by. Yes, another good one. Like we could go off right.
How can we forget?
Yeah, I know. There's so many good ones. Like he's got a.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone here is a fan of JoeBlowVideos.com, it's a YouTube channel. They did a really, really awesome, touching tribute to Sean Connery, and they listed his whole filmography and random interviews and clips from random, like all the Bond flicks. Oh, it was so. I love their celebrity, like their celebrity tributes. They're done so well. So if anyone has a minute to check that out, go to Joe Blow Videos YouTube channel and check out the Sean Connery tribute. Absolutely amazing. It really is.
Yep.
Whew. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what other stuff. Oh. And then I got the parody, the Jeopardy. I know he wasn't in it, but the Jeopardy parody.
Daryl Hammond playing him.
Let's now for 400.
Right.
I'll take the rapist for 300.
I wonder how he felt about that, because he's like notoriously surly and like kind of has like a grumpy disposition. I wonder if like Daryl Hammond ever like met him and like found out what he thought of that.
Yeah, I don't know. If someone can find out in the chat about that, we would love to know. If anyone in the chat is aware of that, like knows, how Connery felt about those parodies, I would love to know.
I can only imagine that he like wasn't too pleased. Like I have a friend that has met him a bunch of times,
really,
and said that not to shade him or anything like that. He said that like he was never like unkind to him, but like he never wanted to be approached. Like he never wanted, like he wouldn't sign autographs. Like he was like that kind of, like he didn't want to ever be like I guess like he really loved the craft of acting, and he loved the success that came with it, but he hated being famous. And so that kind of was reflected in how, like, when people approached him.
Yeah, like I've heard that Bruce Willis is the same way, too.
Yeah.
Oh, so Paul's mentioned a good one, though. He says Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Now, that was his first movie, wasn't it?
It wasn't his first movie, but it was like his first leading role, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was like right before Marty.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 years before
Hitchcock.
Dr. No.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Dion is here. Off the Beaten Podcast is showing up.
Yeah, what's up? Hey, shout out to Dion McGill, man. He's doing this like 30-day, like a podcast a day for 30 days. I think it's like National Podcast Post Month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's done, I think, 4 episodes or maybe 5 episodes now. I've listened to 4, and they're all killer. Like he's basically breaking down. There's a street in Chicago called Western Ave, and he's like basically talking about all the different points along Western Avenue in Chicago. And it's riveting. It's super interesting. So anybody interested, like, definitely check that out. Like anybody who wants to know about a little bit more about Chicago and its history, check out Off the Beaten Podcast.
Yes.
It's a great podcast.
Great, yeah, it is. And Dion is such a joy to listen to. He's got a great voice. He's got a sense of humor, but he also tackles the serious topics, and yeah, it's definitely a joy to listen to. Look at that, Matthew Farden. We got a loaded house today. Matthew Farden is showing up.
Awesome.
You know what? We got a lot of people here right now. Should we tell everybody? Should we just tell everybody what's going on for the rest of the year?
Do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so if you guys are all here, if you missed the Sean Connery conversation, I'm sorry, but if you're just here, just showing up now, we have so many announcements to make. We're going to make them all tonight so everybody can mark their calendars. I'm very, very excited and very pleased to announce what we have going on for the rest of the year. We got a stacked lineup, and we definitely want to share it with you, and I'm stoked, all right? I'm beyond stoked of what we're going to reveal right now. So why don't we just start with what we have going on next week? Here we go. Grandpa Pickles, please.
Back in my day, Tommy, the 15 million people walked down the street, and Stu, you gotta leave Tommy out of this.
funny enough, at the Chicago Comic Con this year, I learned a very valuable lesson. And so I didn't see much about it, but like one of the centerpiece presentations was a discussion with the cast of Umbrella Academy. And I learned a very valuable lesson that if you don't show up 3 hours early, you're not going to get a seat.
You're not getting it.
That's right. We had to run it back. So NerdCage Reassemble will be next week. We are very, very excited. Hold on, let me put up the there we go. Picture up there. So yes, we're running back the NerdCage Assemble. We're very excited. That was probably the most like viewers we ever had on a live stream. We had to run it back. Dion and Matt, as far as I'm concerned, are the third and fourth members of NerdCage Live, and as soon as that stream ended, I'm like, yo, Mark, we gotta bring them back.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun, man. Like, arguably, like the most fun episode that we've ever done, and we talked, everything from The Boys to, what's happening with movie theaters to,
Spider-Man and Justice
everything.
League.
Yeah,
oh God, it
Doctor
was
Strange,
so fun.
like everything. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. So I'm completely stoked to repeat this. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be cool.
And Mark, you know what? I never seen you laugh and have so much fun in any stream we've ever done. You were like laughing and having a ball the whole time. And like, man, I was just like, as soon as we got off air, like we all chat, like we gotta do this again.
We gotta, yeah.
And
gotta do more of this.
So by popular demand and by how great that NerdCage Live Assemble turned out, we're doing it fucking again. I'm stoked. And I guess while we're on the topic, and I've mentioned, I kind of posted it on Facebook, but I'm gonna bring it up here while everybody's here. So first and foremost, our Psycho 60th anniversary video is up on the channel right now. It just went up a few hours ago. Mark, fantastic job editing it together. That was a hell of a great look back. But we're going to record another look back this weekend, and we're going to be doing the 30th anniversary of Home Alone. Yes, Home Alone turns 30 in a couple of weeks. I cannot believe that. But I said to Mark, I'm like, wait a minute. We got to do a Home Alone look back, but we can't do it without Dion and Matt. So yes, for the first time ever in our NerdCage podcast, we're going to have Dion and Matt with us to do this 30th anniversary look back of Home Alone. Can you dig it?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting for me because, I'm a lot older than you guys. And, to me, Home Alone is essentially, it's a kid's movie. And so, everybody that has like a nostalgic connection to it, they were kids when it came out. I was very much an adult.
Yeah.
And so, it's going to be kind of an interesting conversation to have, like, as far as like my perspective, seeing it for the first time as an adult versus you guys seeing it as kids. So,
you know what? I just got to play this. Here we go. Hold on.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah. So I'm like stoked beyond belief. We're gonna record it this Sunday, so expect the audio only to be up sometime in the middle of the week next week. So it will be on YouTube, Spotify, and all Podbean and everything. So we're gonna record Sunday. We hopefully have the audio only episode up by the middle of the week. Who knows when the video will turn up, but this is gonna be exciting. Like, it's gonna be the first look back with guests, and we couldn't ask for two better guests to do it with. Because here for Dion is from Chicago, so I can't wait to hear his perspective. And Matt and I, we lived together for a couple years, and we've watched this movie together, and I cannot wait to revisit this movie this weekend. And we're gonna talk fan theories, and we're gonna talk behind the scenes and everything. So strap yourself in, man. It's gonna be a wild ride when NerdCage Assemble talks Home Alone, and NerdCage Assemble will be assembling live next Thursday night. So book it. Mark your calendars. November 12th, Thursday night, NerdCage Live Assemble, and then just keep your eyes peeled for the Home Alone look back.
Awesome. Yeah, be there or be square. It's gonna be fun.
Yes. And I can see Matt in the chat. I can see Dion in the chat. Yeah, we're all excited, man. Like, this is gonna be hella fun. And of course, in last week's stream, at the very end, if you didn't catch the very end of the stream, we did announce another announcement, but I'm going to announce it again. So here we go. Give me a second here. We're going to play another hype trailer. Yes, in case you missed it, Joey Z of Life of Agony is going to be joining NerdCage Live on November 19th, the following week. I'm absolutely stoked to have Joey Z from Life of Agony on the show. I interviewed him before on my previous channel. He's hella funny, and I know he's going to have stories to tell. So I hope for you diehard Life of Agony fans to be there that day. Keep in mind, Life of Agony has toured with Ozzy Osbourne. They played Ozfest. They've toured with Typo Negative and a whole lot of New York hardcore bands. So Joey's definitely going to have some stories to share with everybody. I'm very much looking forward to having him on the show.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting, man. Like, I'd love to hear some of those stories as well. Do you know if he's, like, into, like, movies and stuff like that as well?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. So this will be a trick. See, every time I've interviewed him, it's always been music related. But I know that we have such a great audience here, and I know there's some people with musical backgrounds that come to our shows, and I know Paul is a diehard Ozzy fan, and so I really can't wait to ask Joey about Ozzy, because I think, like I said, I think he's toured with Ozzy twice. Right. So it'll be really, really exciting. Again, I'd love to pick Joey's brain too about movies and TV shows and everything else, and of course see what Life of Agony is up to. They just put out an album a little over a year ago, which was fantastic. Scars. Everyone needs to pick that up. But yeah, like I said, if you're a fan of that Brooklyn hardcore heavy metal stuff, if you're a fan of like Typo Negative, Biohazard from like the late 80s, early 90s, Life of Agony was prominent in that music scene. And yeah, so if I'm really, really, really looking forward to having Joey Z on here. And Joey Z, he's funny as hell too. Like, he's big personality. If you ever guys want to check out Metal Couchcast, my last channel, the interview I did with him and Alan from Life of Agony, it was hella fun, man. And so I can't wait to hear some, like I said, stories from the road, stories from some of the music sessions, and see what makes Joey tick. What other stuff he's into besides music.
Right on. Yeah, I need to check that out, actually. I have been, like, going back to that channel and watching some of your old stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Just to see. Yeah, it's been pretty interesting, man. It's like, going back and seeing how you've approached some of this stuff as far as, like, metal and all of that.
Yeah.
And then also, like, your debates and stuff are awesome.
Thank you.
Funny, so.
Yeah, the Metal Couchcast versus. Oh, my God, that brings me back. So Matthew Farden, our voice actor, he helped me put that channel together. It's still we're on hiatus right now. I mean, when the time's right, we'll bring it back. But we're on definite hiatus, and right now, NerdCage Live is my main focus right now. But I will say this though to everybody, Mark, and to everybody in the chat right now, there is no NerdCage Live without Metal Couchcast, because Metal Couchcast was my first taste of the YouTube thing, and I'm really glad I got my toes wet in that first before I did this. So. Yeah, so a big shout out to Metal Couchcast. Like I said, it's on hiatus right now, but if it wasn't for that, there wouldn't be this. And it's really, really exciting that that Joey is going to be coming on this channel now. And I'm looking forward for everyone to get to hang out and meet Joey on this live stream on November 19th.
Awesome.
And
looking forward to it.
We're going to take a small break afterwards because the following week is Thanksgiving. So we're going to take Thanksgiving Thursday off, obviously. So stuff your mouths full of turkey and stuffing and everything else. Watch some football. Whatever everyone does on Thanksgiving. We're going to be doing the same thing. Well, at least I am. And, we're going to be taking that. Courtesy to everybody else, we're going to be taking the Thanksgiving off. And then the following Thursday, we will be back. It'll be just me and Mark hanging out. But we're going to debate, is Die Hard, a Christmas movie. We're not going to get into it now, but mark your calendars December 3rd. It's going to be a 1v1 matchup with me and Mark. We're going to debate, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Because, yes, we're getting into that holiday season. We're going to be talking a lot of Christmas movies on NerdCage Live for the next month and a half here, so strap yourselves in. That's going to be wild, man.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that age-old question that I think that like we've all had, and we all have a position on it. So, I'm gonna need everybody in the chat to go ahead and side with me ahead of time.
Oh yeah, look at that! Everyone's already excited, man. It's gonna be good times. So, okay, I have to say this out before we reveal this next trailer. Okay, I worked really hard on it. Davis, are you in the chat right now? Still, give me a sign. I want to make sure that he's here. Davis, are you still here? Are you still with us? I know there's a delay. Oh, Paul, good one, Paul. He says Xmas versus X-Men. Yeah, that could be a fun one.
I back it.
I know because I know when Davis watches our streams here, I know he's working at the same time. I just want to make sure he's here so I can reveal this to everybody. Yes, he is here.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so mark your calendars for December 10th. Here is yet another hype trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, hide your girlfriend, hide your wives, lock up your doors, run for your life, because Titan Goji will be on NerdCage Live. And as a result, that's right, December 10th, 2020.
Put the cookie down! Now!
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus?
I hope everyone dug that trailer. Yes, Davis, a.k.a. Titan Goji, who's closing in on 10,000 subscribers. He is coming on NerdCage Live December 10th because he wants to step into the ring with us in the cage, and we're going to debate Christmas movies. What is the best Christmas movie overall?
That right there is going to be my favorite one, because I already have a favorite. I'm not going to say what it is right now.
We kind of dropped the hint in the trailer.
Yeah.
If everyone was listening to the end of the trailer, we kind of gave it away. We want to get everybody hyped up for the Christmas movie Rage in the Cage. Oh, boy.
Awesome.
And, yeah, dude, we are stoked to have Davis on. Like, this dude is... Like I said, you gotta sub him up. Everyone in the chat right now, if you haven't already, sub up Titan Goji, man. Even if I don't care if you're a kaiju fan or not, his reviews are informative. Now that he does like kaiju movie reviews, he does other obscure Japanese films and animes, and he's got the voice of God, and the dude's funny as hell. And yeah, we're stoked to have him on. We've been planning this for months now. We wanted to wait till December to make it right. So we definitely appreciate Davis Titan Goji to agreeing to join us December 10th. We are most excited. And if you guys are looking at the little thumbnail right there, in case you're wondering what inspired that, quick story real quick. So when Shazam came out, before Shazam came out, the director of Shazam posted a picture of Batman vs. Superman with Shazam drinking his drink in the background, looking like he's making those guys fight. And that's what inspired that. So you can see Davis in the background drinking eggnog with a Santa hat on while Mark and I are ready to go at it. So I hope everyone appreciates that fine detail right there. Oh, my goodness gracious. So yeah, look at that! Look at that! We got some subscribers to Titan Goji. Thank you for subbing up that channel, and sub up to Off the Beaten Podcast while you're at it too. Friends of ours, they're part of the NerdCage Alliance. Whew, man, we ain't done yet. Just so we know, we ain't done yet.
Wait, there's more.
Yes, I love the infomercial. Yes, that is right. There's more. We have yet another big guest that you have all are probably familiar with coming on December 17th, but we're going to do something a little different. So I guess we'll reveal that as well since we're kind of letting it all hang out right now. So here we go. We have one more major guest to announce before the year of 2020 is over. So here we go.
It has begun.
That's right. Daniel Pacina is coming back, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Just a little different. We're going to do a watch party with Master Pacino. We're going to watch Mortal Kombat Legend Scorpion's Revenge. If you've seen it, great. If you haven't seen it, wait. Watch it with us on December 17th. And by the way, that is my birthday week. Daniel Pacina has agreed to come back for my birthday. We are most excited and honored to have him back. Holy smokes, Mark. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, man! I'm super stoked about it. I mean, we had a ton of fun having him, tell us the history of Mortal Kombat and the evolution of these characters. The first time he was on, and you kind of turned me on to this anime, and I'm really into it. I'm really into this animated feature. It's not really an anime, but
yeah,
I'm really into this animated feature, and it'll be fun to kind of watch it with him.
Yeah,
and get commentary with him on some of the lore. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, so am I. And you know what? It was his idea. He mentioned it. I think he mentioned it during the stream back in August that he's like, yeah, we should do a watch party of Scorpion's Revenge. I'm like, hell yeah. And
right.
Mark and I, we flirted with the idea of doing a watch party. I mean, I know we have a small channel right now, but you know what? I would love to do a watch party. I don't care how many people show up to do a watch party with Mark and Master Pacina. Oh man, I'm stoked for it, and it's gonna be great because even for people who can't make it, if they just want to play this commentary, while watching Scorpion's Revenge on their own time, they can. So I'm really, really looking forward to the experience of watching this movie with, Master Pacino, live.
Right.
And we really hope everyone can make it. So yeah, if you haven't, you could rent Scorpion's Revenge on Amazon. You could buy it anywhere on Amazon, Best Buy, wherever. You can get the digital copy or the Blu-ray or the 4K. It's readily available. But yeah, for those, if you want to rent it for I think it's $5 to rent, you can rent it. And you can just, rent it maybe the day before, wait, and then just play it, hit that play button when we hit the play button when we do the live stream.
Yep.
So yeah, we're really excited. Like I said, we've never done a watch party before. I've checked out other watch parties on other channels. I know Grace Randolph does them a lot. I know Internet Today does them. I was like, you know what? I was like we've been wanting to do this, and now we figure why the hell not? So
yeah,
we're gonna
We're
gonna end 2020 with a bang with a watch party with Master Pacina, and then we're gonna take Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve off, and we'll come back, ready to take on 2021, the very first Thursday of the year. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
We'll post. So on Facebook, on the NerdCage Live Facebook and the Twitter, we will post the calendar PDF so everyone can mark their calendars and know what days we're going to be off and what days who's coming on what days. We'll post it after the stream's over. So yes.
All right.
So that's those were special announcements, guys. I hope everyone's just as excited as we are. So yeah, we still got a number of people in here. So why don't we just, before we go, let's just open up the floor for a little bit. And we got a little bit of time going here. So let me hit this open floor thing. Yes.
Yeah, I see some people in the chat. Paul Tackett's talking about Ninja Scroll. I agree, man. That's definitely up there. It's one of my favorites. Do we have any other anime fans? What are some of your favorite anime out there?
Yeah, I mean, I know Titan Goji. He's got a bunch of. He does a lot of anime reviews and stuff like that. I say by default, I mean, I really enjoyed that. What's that one on Netflix? What's that show? Altered Carbon. That one Altered Carbon anime.
Yeah, Altered Carbon Resleeved.
That was good.
The animated, yeah, that was really good.
And then by default, I feel like the one that if you're not an anime person, the one that everybody knows is Akira from 1988 or something like that.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's one I've actually seen.
That's
on TV.
A classic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Titan Goji, he just did a review of the Ghost in the Shell movie, which was really awesome. Great review.
The original, or are we talking live action?
The 1995 anime.
The original, yeah.
Yeah, he just did that video a couple days ago.
Yeah. Awesome.
Mark, what other animes are you into, Mark?
So I'm into a lot of different anime series. I've kind of grown up watching anime, from way back, to early 80s, even late 70s. I grew up watching Speed Racer and Battle of the Planets and Star Blazers and Robotech and all that stuff. And then my love for it sort of evolved into more modern stuff. My absolute favorite is probably Cowboy Bebop. To me, that's a masterpiece in the genre.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean? I have yet to see another anime series that has all of those types of components put together in such a finely crafted way. I mean, I think Shinichiro Watanabe is probably one of the greatest anime directors of all time. And you have Yoko Kanno doing the soundtrack. I mean, it's just incredible. And so, yeah, I mean, that's my.
I remember Cowboy Bebop because of the T-Mobile commercial. Do you remember that T-Mobile commercial from way back when?
T-Mobile.
It was a T-Mobile commercial with Cowboy Bebop. That's how I knew about that show.
Wow, I have to look for that.
Yeah, it's got to be floating around YouTube somewhere. Oh my God, our chat's popping today. So I'm just going to go right down the chat here. Politics says Ninja Scrolls a must own. Elena Jet says yes, it's a great fantasy anime. Cindy, when is your birthday, Jay? December 15th. Is my birthday. Fun fact, I was supposed to be born on Christmas, but my mom said, get the hell out early. Of course, yeah, Titan Goji did the Ghost in the Shell review. Paul Tackett says One Punch is a lot of fun. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Season
1 of One Punch is great.
Titan Goji says Perfect Blue is a masterpiece. I just watched Akira in 4K in theaters a while ago. Oh, wow, I didn't even know that. Attack on Titan Season 4 starts December 7th. See, I never watched Attack on Titan. I've seen the Toho films. I've never seen the anime. And I know the video game's pretty cool, too. Paul Tackett also says Gotcha Man. And yes, everyone's hopping on Cowboy Bebop. And then Paul says Witch Hunter Robin. Record of the Lotus War.
Of the Lotus War, yeah.
And Guyver. Yep.
Yeah.
And Titan Goji's birthday is December 27th.
Another one of my favorites, which is a little bit on the grim side, but I think it's just brilliant, is there's an animated feature called Graveyard of the Fireflies, and it's about basically these two kids that survive the blast in Hiroshima. And what happens to them afterwards. I mean, it's a really, really dark kind of somber kind of a movie, but the animation is fantastic for the time.
Yeah.
I love the story. I love the dialogue, everything about it. It's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, let's see. Fall on Gaming, our moderator, Gan Joe, thanks for all your hard work, and we love having you as a moderator, and we can't wait till you get your camera, by the way. He says, I used to watch the original Eon Flux animes. Oh, yeah. Was that the one that was on MTV?
Liquid Television.
Yeah. And then
early 90s.
Paul Tackett says Full Metal Alchemist. And, yep. And then Titan says, yeah, Grave of the Fireflies is really sad.
It is. It's really sad.
Yep.
I would go into more detail about how awesome it is, but it is a really somber movie. It's really dark. You got to be in the mood for it. But yeah, it's great.
And I guess while we're talking about animes, I feel like as a kaiju fan, I have to talk about it. So there are 3 Godzilla animes on Netflix. The anime trilogy. Listen, as a diehard Godzilla fan, my whole life, I was not a fan of these animes. However, knowing Mark, I would recommend them to Mark, at least the first one, because I feel like, Mark, you just might like the Godzilla Planet Eater. Monster Planet Eater, I forgot. There's 3 of them.
Is that the one that came out on Netflix, or is that a different one?
Yeah, all 3 of them are on Netflix. There's the, I think it was the Planet Eater was... Wait, no, the Planet Eater was the 3rd one. What the hell was the first one called? Well, there's the first anime, then there was the City of the Edge of Battle, and then there was the Planet Eater. There's, like I said, there's 3. It's a trilogy that came out, 2017, 2018, and 2019, all back to back to back. Again, I wasn't a fan because I feel like it could have been executed a little bit different, but the story was there, and I think that alone, I think you just might like it. The anime style, the animation itself was actually done really, really well. And while we're on that topic, like I said, I was not a fan of the anime trilogy, but there's an anime series coming out next year on Netflix called Godzilla Singular Point. It was just announced like 2 weeks ago, and it's nothing to do. It's a completely different anime, but I guess it's gonna be like a series, like 12-episode series, and it looks really awesome because it's more like Showa-esque, meaning like old school Godzilla. It looks like more like of a traditional Godzilla movie, but in animation. So I'm very much looking forward to Singular. Despite the fact I didn't like the anime trilogy, I'm excited for Godzilla Singular Point. So
cool.
I know Paul, if you're still here, and Davis, if you're still here, what do you guys feel about the Singular Point? I want to hear you guys' take on it. But I like I said, Mark, I would definitely recommend at least watch the first one. Maybe you just might like it. If not, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't like it, but I just figured since you're so big on anime, I figured it was something you might want to check out.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like heard about like those Godzilla anime movies like kind of in passing, but I never got around to like checking them out. You know what I mean? I'm not averse to it, but like it's like someone will mention it and I'll be like, oh, I gotta check that out, and then I kind of forget about it. So, but yeah, like I am kind of interested. And then I did hear about that Singular Point from, I think I might have heard about it on Monstrosities. Maybe. Okay, so yeah, I think like he talked about it.
And he did a huge stream about it. Yeah.
Right. So I plan on checking that out too.
Yeah. Okay, so Davis says I'm looking forward to Singular Point actually. Yeah. So like I said, I'm all aboard. I'm hyped for it. I'm here for it. Like I said, I'm not gonna let my opinion of the anime trilogy like sway me from not watching it. So here's why I think the anime trilogy, why you might like it, Mark, because it's not really a I'm gonna say it straight up. It's not really a Godzilla anime. Godzilla's really not in it much. So basically, like the basic premises, it takes place like 20,000 years into the future. Godzilla has already taken over the Earth. Godzilla's like millions of years old. He's already taken over Earth, and the Earth has like adjusted to Godzilla. Like all plants are like radioactive, and there's no cities to be found, and Godzilla's like a mountain now. They call him Godzilla Earth. He's like 1,000 feet tall. So anyway, there's like these people who come from they basically left Earth, kind of like Planet of the Apes. They left Earth, and they want to come back to Earth to try to repopulate the Earth and kill Godzilla. Well, things kind of go south, and there's also an alien race that gets involved with the mission, and there's a lot that goes on. And like I said, it's really not about Godzilla. It's just about this crew and this space crew trying to go back to Earth when Earth has been, they weren't aware, kind of like Planet of the Apes. They weren't aware that they weren't aware that
they were so far in the future.
Right. And like I said, Godzilla has won, and Earth has been, the Earth is now like submitted to Godzilla's will, pretty much.
Wow.
So, Paul also mentions the Ultraman anime is a lot of fun. I have not watched it.
Yeah, I dug that.
You've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. So for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's essentially like if you're familiar with the original Ultraman series from the 60s, he's the son of that Ultraman. So so the original Ultraman is older. Yeah. And his son just sort of discovers that he has the same powers. He had no idea that his father was Ultraman. And so a new threat comes to Earth, and Ultraman is needed. And so by default, he winds up having to be Ultraman without really knowing how to be Ultraman. And so it's really interesting. I actually like that anime style a lot. There's a lot more computer generated anime versus the traditional, style that we're used to seeing. But that said, I was pretty into it. I really dug it a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've heard good things about it. Paul mentions that the anime was slow for his taste. Yeah, I get it. And Scribe Productions is streaming. Okay, well if he's streaming, then I'm not gonna hold it. It is 9 o'clock, getting close to 9 o'clock, so we're not gonna hold up people too much longer. If you guys want to hop on his stream, but yeah, we this was a fun discussion. I'm glad everyone got together here to celebrate Sean Connery's life. It's been awesome talking about it, and it was kind of fun having this anime discussion. And I hope everybody's excited for our upcoming streams. Again, I'm just quick rundown in case you missed the announcements. Next week is NerdCage Live Assemble with Dion Miguel and Matt Farden. The following week on the 19th, Joey Z of Life of Agony is coming on the channel to talk music and everything else. Then it's Thanksgiving, we're taking a week off. Then December 3rd, we're going to have a Die Hard Christmas movie debate. December 10th, Davis Titan Goji is going to be here live on NerdCage Live, and we're going to debate Best Christmas Movie. And then again, December 17th is going to be the Scorpion Revenge watch party with Master Daniel Pacino. We're honored and stoked that we're having them back so fast. And then we're taking the rest of the year off, and then we'll be back in 2021 stronger than ever. So, appreciate everybody who came in tonight. It was just a hangout stream, and a lot of you showed up, and a lot of guys were popping in the chat. We appreciate it. This was hella fun. Mark, you got anything to add before we go?
Yeah, once again, thanks for everybody that keep showing up week after week, you're helping us grow, helping us get better. And especially on a week like this where it's been really charged and really kind of heavy, to just kind of sit down and, with friends and just kind of talk about fun stuff. So we're glad that you showed up. You actually helped us out, cheered us up. So hope that you keep coming, and I hope that you enjoy this next round of shows that we have for the end of the year.
Yes. And like I said, again, we will post a PDF flyer calendar for everyone. You can go on Twitter, go on Facebook, and just download it so that way you can keep track, mark your calendars, so everyone has stuff to look forward to and know when we're off, so you're not like, hey, wait, where's NerdCage tonight? It's Thursday. So that's why I want to post that so everyone knows. Hey Paul, let's Scribe know. I'll be popping in a few minutes here. We're gonna wrap things up, and I'll be there to hang out with them. So, but yes, thank you to everybody. This was hella fun. We're really looking forward to next week. And again, please check out the Psycho 60th anniversary look back, and of course we did a rapid review of Borat, so check that out too. So a lot of cool things coming this month and next month on NerdCage Live. And again, we're gonna be here next Thursday with Dion from Off the Beaten Podcast and voice actor Matthew Farden for NerdCage Reassemble. And of course, around that time, we will also have the audio only of the Home Alone look back, as that turns 30 this month. Wow. Whew, boy.
Fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll also have coming up our video episodes for the Superman 2 tribute that we did.
Thank you.
There'll be a part 1 and a part 2 coming at you soon.
Okay, so yes, thanks for that tidbit, Mark. So everybody, again, thank you so much. So before we go, we ask you to pretty please like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread your shit like syphilis. So to you I say, from Louisville to Syracuse, to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live, enjoy life, stay safe, we'll see you next week, and good night.
Sayonara.
I want to hear Grandpa Pickles. Please.
Back in my day, Tommy, the 15 million people walked down the street, and, you know, Stu, you gotta leave Tommy out of this.
Just funny enough, at the Chicago Comic Con I learned a very valuable lesson, and so I didn't see much about it, but like one of the centerpiece presentations was a discussion with the cast of Umbrella Academy, and I learned a very valuable lesson that if you don't show up 3 hours early, you're not gonna get a seat.
You're not getting it.
Ladies and gentlemen, hide your girlfriend, hide your wives, lock up your doors, run for your life, because Titan Goji will be on NerdCage Live. And as a result... That's right, December 10th, 2020.
Put the cookie down! Now!
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus?
It has begun!
Trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!
Thank you very much, everybody. That was hella fun. We look forward to next week, everybody.